Blake Lively fires back, calling the cover of the Hollywood Reporter sexist. Have you seen the cover of the Hollywood Reporter? It's got Blake as a biblical David attacking Baldoni's Goliath, and she's got a slingshot, but instead of firing a stone, she's firing a smartphone. So she and her team very upset by this, and they put out a statement. The Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed of itself. The framing in this picture is outrageously insulting, as it plays into every sexist trope about women who dare file a workplace complaint, turning them into the aggressor and suggesting they deserve the retaliation that comes their way. They're saying the Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed of itself? Hold on. I mean, how about all the lampooning that Ryan Reynolds did as, playing this character in Deadpool and Wolverine? Nice Pool, right? And Blake plays Lady Pool. And they have a scene where Lady Pool kills Nice Pool right in front of a flower shop. Of course, Nice Pool with his man bun and the whole thing. All the mockery by a high-powered, Hollywood A-list guy on his wife's producer and co-star. And then we have on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter, Blake is depicted as David the underdog. Little Baldoni, the man bun wearing Baldoni as Goliath? He's no Goliath. Ryan Reynolds is definitely a Hollywood Goliath, but when you think of Hollywood Goliaths, I'll tell you, Baldoni doesn't go in there. But now, all eyes are on Jenny Slate, who is a co-star of Blake's, plays her Biffle, her best friend, and It Ends With Us. The Hollywood Reporter wrote on Friday, it has learned more about the nature of the complaint that Jenny Slate lodged, which is referenced in court documents, but with Jenny's name redacted. It says that Jenny was creeped out over an interaction with Jamie Heath. Jamie Heath is Baldoni's producing partner on the film, works at Wayfair with him. That they had, this is a complaint that Jenny, did not like her apartment when they were filming in New York. It was too small. She's got a baby, the whole thing. She's like, I want to leave. And she's talking to Jamie Heath, but she says, I can't because I have a $15,000 security deposit I won't get back. To which Jamie Heath says, well, we'll cover it. Wayfair would be happy to cover, that $15,000 for you, because he said, look, it's, motherhood is nothing more important than motherhood, the sanctity of motherhood. And then sources say that that Jenny feels he focused intensely on the sanctity of motherhood and the role of a mother. And it was a little sort of overbearing, like, okay, whatever. But she took the $15,000 and changed the apartments. So overall, pretty nice thing. I mean, if he's a little, preachy about it, or that it comes with, the sanctity of motherhood or whatever he's filing it underneath, they still paid $15,000 to move the apartment that you chose because it was a bad one. I don't know. Pretty nice. So anyway, the Hollywood Reporter, this major article that everyone's been consuming over the weekend, they changed their story multiple times, back and forth between, Jenny filed a complaint with Sony, and then they changed the wording online again. They went back to the article and amended it. Back to she just filed a complaint. Now it's she shared concerns, and Sony became aware, and then they informed Wayfair. So it's still very confusing as to whether she actually filed something, an actual complaint, or had whisperings and Sony heard about it and then they followed up. But why would you change this article, 4 different times? Zach Peter on Instagram, this is a guy who's totally all over this stuff. He is the one who's asking, what happened here? Is it like William Morris picked up the phone, or Blake's publicist, or, what happened? Hey, change that wording. We need to make sure it's right. But still, it leads to the idea that no one knows if Jenny Slate actually filed the complaint. But what's coming to light here, back to this weird interaction between Jenny Slate and moving her apartment and Jamie Heath, Baldoni's producing partner, who, helped her do that and gave her the $15,000. What's coming to light is the Baha'i faith, which Justin, Jamie, and their producing overlord, the boss of Wayfair, Steve Sarowitz, they all are parishioners or followers of Baha'i. The faith is based on notions of humanity, universalism, and strict equality among men and women. Very gender equal. Premarital sex is forbidden, as is the consumption of alcohol or drugs, and prayer and fasting and meditation are all main rituals. It's very hippy-dippy, groovy, stuff, it seems to me. Baldoni's whole vibe emanates from Baha'i, right? Heath, Sarowitz too, but Baldoni's definitely got this whole gender equal. He calls himself a feminist. So he's definitely, all in there, which means which sheds takes away from the idea that he could be completely opposite, totally and completely creepy. Anyway, look, Hollywood tolerates like Tom Cruise and his Scientology tents on movies, right? Madonna and Ashton and Demi and all of them with the Kabbalah bracelets, the red yarn bracelets and Kabbalah. And so, to whatever they are, Scientology, Kabbalah, Baha'i, whatever. I mean, most people in the normal world chalk it up to weird celebrities with their weird things that, that they latch onto to help them get through the night. I don't know. But to whoever's producing a movie and this is your religion or your thing, I would say just like, keep your shit from everyone else. Let people do their thing. You don't need to force it down anyone's throat and, say, listen, we're all going to hold hands and have a Baha'i prayer before the movie. And I would just be respectful of people's difference. But this is this whole thing is a real, 360 shit show. I mean, you got Blake and Ryan. Now they're all in. And, they made fun of Baldoni and the nice pool character, and they made jokes on SNL, and now they're claiming Blake is got PTSD and she's anxiety. This is really taking a toll on her. Well, why would you joke about any of this stuff? They've got a lot on the line. Ryan is a big client of William Morris Endeavor, the powerful Hollywood agency, and now they're involved. You got the CEO of William Morris, Ari Emanuel, is defending them publicly. He fired Justin Baldoni. Baldoni is over in Hawaii with his kids, but this guy is obviously apoplectic. He's gone through this whole rigmarole. You got Isabel Ferrer and Jenny Slate, two other women who are actors on this, and now they've been implicated as having filed complaints as well. Blake is going to be counting on them to come forward, or her whole case is dead if these women don't come forward and say, yeah, Baldoni is a creep, and so's the company, and, she needs them to back her up. And don't forget Taylor Swift. Don't forget Taylor Swift and all this. She wants this to just go away. Think of Taylor Swift's, her album has nothing but Easter eggs in it, right? And Swifties get to go and find the Easter eggs and figure out the little hidden messages that's part of her game. It's terrific. I think she's brilliant at it. But Deadpool and Wolverine is loaded with Easter eggs, right? Oh, Lady Pool kills Nice Pool. Lady Pool, played by Blake Lively, kills Nice Pool, Ryan, in a man bun playing Nice Pool. So, basically Blake kills Baldoni in front of a flower shop in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, they've gone way out of their way, spent millions of dollars to mock this guy. So, but those little Easter eggs that are all over a major movie, that's how far they went to mock this guy. Taylor Swift is going to get deposed in all of this by Brian Friedman and Baldoni's legal team. There's no way she's not going to be. And then they got to find out, well, all this Easter egg stuff, were you advising them on Easter egg planting? Were you involved or whatever? Taylor Swift wants out of this in a huge way. She can't take another minute of this. And the friendship is, without question, just over. So I got this idea. I was thinking about it over the weekend. I got a solution here. You want to hear a big solution? Okay. I'm going to take a little sip of water for this. This is going to let me blow your mind. Where's Eve right now? I want to hear her saying, let me blow your mind. Okay. So Baldoni, right, gets the rights to these movies from Colleen Hoover. He's got the IP. The author of It Ends With Us. The next movie is It Starts With Us. Quick synopsis. Lily, currently played by Blake Lively, and Ryle, Baldoni, get divorced They have a baby Emerson, a little girl, 11 months old, almost a year. So in the movie, Lily runs into Atlas, again, her young love. Sparks fly. Ryle gets jealous, turns into a rage, right? Baldoni's character in the movie has anger issues. He's abusive. He flies into a rage when he sees undergarments strewn about the floor of her apartment. He gets really pissed. He lays hands on her in the movie, goes after him, goes after the guy, Atlas, goes to his restaurant. They get into a thing. Eventually, Lily gets him to commit to anger management. And then, not to ruin it for you, but everyone knows the book. Atlas and Lily get married, the whole thing. Look, I think Baldoni is going to win this legal battle. I don't know if it's going to be in a courtroom a year from now or, they're going to settle or whatever, and he's going to get the apology he wants, or there's going to be, if they both somehow find an exit door, he's going to look good. Either way, Baldoni comes out, I believe, unless they can destroy Baha'i and make it like a threatening religion or something, Baldoni comes out on top. And there's going to be blood on the floor, right? Millions of dollars have been spent. Baldoni's not going to collect $400 million, but I think he deserves something at this point. Then what? Look, the first movie, the one we're talking about, is a movie that cost $25 million to make, and it earned $350 million. That is enough to get Sony, Wayfair, everybody, movie theater owners in a tizzy. Where's the sequel? Well, you got to make the sequel, right? And now I turn to a timeless tenet of Stoic philosophy that says the obstacle is the way. In life, we've all been there. When you got something that's just like overwhelming you and it feels like it's holding you back in life or it's killing your career. I know this, right? The bus tape, whatever, that people, NBC News weaponized and tried to kill my career. I didn't work for 3 years. I thought no one's ever going to hire me again. I've been shot and killed and help. Well, the obstacle is the way. I'm going to turn around here if you're watching on YouTube. What is the name of this podcast right here? It's Hot Mics with Billy Bush. Okay, you go right through the center of it. No, the mics are hot. This time I know they're on. And let's have some great discussions and move forward. So I think this is what needs to happen. Baldoni and Blake have terrible tension in their relationship in real life. They hate each other. They're trying to kill each other. We're all going along for the ride. So do Lily and Ryle, the characters in the movie. Here's what Baldoni does. You show that all this Baha'i stuff, the Baha'i is, and you really are that beautiful, soulful, man bun feminist. You're not going to block out Blake Lively, even though she's done such horrible things to you. You're not going to push her out. No. Never let bad blood get in the way of a massively successful sequel. What you're going to do is you're going to hire her again. And think about this, $350 million the movie, the first one made. This one makes $700 million. $700 million because everybody wants to go to the theater and live 2 hours of tension between the two of them. And we know it's real, it's palpable. And then everybody makes money. And then if you want to be really big, Baldoni, you give her the producing credit. Yeah, she's a producer on this. She gave a lot, right? Including her dignity for this thing. And I don't know. I wouldn't let her go into the editing room and do her own edit of the film like she likes to do. Maybe one scene. Blake, what do you think? Do we move the flowers in this scene? I'm going to leave it up to you. Would you move them over the left shoulder or over the right shoulder? You decide. And she goes, I think the right. You know what? Thank you for your input. Baldoni takes the high road. Everybody gets super rich, and you build Baha'i temples all over Hollywood. And we all join Baha'i. Okay, now we're going too far. But I do believe that would be an amazing move and very lucrative.